Hello? Hello? Heard? Hello? Hey, there. Hey guys. Welcome to another Tarcy Talks. And yeah, today we're having a pretty chill one. No serious topic, no target, uh, learned lessons and all of these things, no morals of the day. Just plain, uh, chill stream. And, okay, so I guess, happy belated Halloween, if that's a thing. Happy holiday. No, I mean not no morals, but more like no. What do you call it, Nathan? Again? You had a term for it. I keep on forgetting. Uh, uh, Parang target or uh, target lessons or takeaways. Yeah. So no moral takeaways here. At least not our focus. Just a chill uh, game of tabletop RPG. So once again, uh, belated. Yeah, read belated. Key takeaway. Thank you, Nathan. Okay, so it's a key takeaway. So no key takeaways here, unless the key takeaway is learning about the Call of Cthulhu tabletop RPG. There's also and so Josh was there already. Okay, so it is the season of Halloween. I had a thing set up, but it was really taking up too much CPU processing. I installed that Snapchat filter that allows you to just easily apply costumes, pero it was taking too much of my CPU, so I had to stop it before I started the stream. And so yeah, I mean, oh well, there goes that idea. Um, and in line with that spirit of Halloween, we decided to host this Call of Cthulhu uh, tabletop RPG, which it was Joshua's idea, Sir Q's idea. He's a big fan of the Call of Cthulhu mythos, and so it was one of his long-standing suggestions that we do a a short session of Call of Cthulhu. And yeah, what better time to do it than in this period right now? Um, just uh, I guess some things before I joined the call again. Uh, this week for Bisay, it's exams. I know that things are tiring right now. Uh, that it's a good thing that we have had a long weekend, so no class today, no class tomorrow. But and hopefully you can use it to rest in order to prepare for your exams on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We wish you all the best. So uh, again, just try to prepare yourself as best as you can, whether that involves just resting or doing a bit of review before the actual exam day. So that's up to you. You know yourself best, and sir. And so, uh, I hope that you're able to prepare well. For those alumni who are watching, I think UP and Ateneo are on their reading break right now for mid-year mid-year break. Or ACAD break. So hopefully, you can use this stream to relax a little, join in the fun, and going back to the beside people, continue lang, at least for this quarter. So push through for this week, and you'll have a bit of rest afterwards. And then coming mga teachers naman yung maghihirap trying to figure out your grades. Okay, with that being said, I've stalled enough. Joshua's back. Me, Stefan in Discord. Hello, Josh. Josh, you hear me?
Hello? Am I heard also?
Yeah, yeah.
Hello.
Hang on, let me just switch views.
Let me just mute you on YouTube. Uh, we have to figure that out. Like, how do I know if I'm online at the same time? Uh,
Alright.
Hi,
Okay, so
happy
uh,
Halloween. Did
I,
you show? Wait, did you show
hmm?
your?
Hmm?
Did you show costume?
I can't. As in, I seriously couldn't start the stream until I closed the Snapchat application. So,
Ah,
wala.
now I look weird if I'm going to use my costume.
I mean, you're
Anyways,
weird anyway. So,
uh, just a little something before we start. Um, uh, want to talk about what happened last week?
what
like,
happened last week?
no, what happened with us last week? Like, there were a lot of people on the chat on our channel. They only got to find out about our streams. Only during that episode. So like, what kind of channel are we really? Like, are we something that cla- that talks about the hot topic of the week, or
Wait, did
how would
did
you
they only
describe?
find it out that time, or they knew
Yeah, yeah,
about it,
yeah.
but they only cared about it
Um,
during that
n-
topic because it was talking about.
no, a lot of people found out only about it at that time, especially our students, our current students. Not because we don't promote it during our class hours, and this is very personal to us, but more on, they were very surprised that this was a thing, and another thing, they were very surprised as to seeing, to hearing you laugh. So like that was the thing that, they were wondering, tumatawa pala si Sir Tarcy. So it made me think, how how strict are you in your classes?
I mean, reason do I have to laugh in class? Parang, naman.
Grabe. Not even to smile or talk about stuff.
Talk about, I mean, 50 minutes is really short. Parang, and I have a lot to go through. So,
So that was the thing that was seen on, like they were saying, ang weird na nakikita si Sir Tarcy na tumatawa. So saying hi to the people on chat. Hi Bianca. Hi Marie. Hi Dinosaur. Ooh. Hi Cell. Who's Seth? Oh, hi Seth. Okay, I thought Seth. Anyway, so our stream is, yes, for this stream, like what Mark said, it's a very immoral stream because it's immoral. You said we're not going to talk about morals. Have we been that kind of stream? We talk about values all the time.
I mean, we always try to have, as Nathan says, key takeaways.
We takeaways, yeah. So yeah, same for here. If you wanna, it's not necessarily that this is unproductive, but more on, like I mentioned in the advertisement, I mentioned a while ago on Twitter, that if you have something, if you're studying for your exams, want to stay awake, especially with a horror theme like this, feel free to tune in and, keep us in the background. Promise, you don't need to look at the screens. Especially what we're going to present. It's tabletop RPG, and something that we're going to discuss later on, what the mechanics of tabletop RPG is. So, without further ado, uh, welcome. Happy Halloween. Mwahaha. Now, why don't we play any horror? Why don't we play any horror music? Would we get ano? Would we get banned?
We get the
Uh,
MSC aid, yeah. Parang,
oh, okay. So we'll make our own music. Just kidding. So
I
listen to
mean,
our
I guess ano,
soothing and scaring voices.
I mean, I could find ano, pero again, that's more load on my PC. Parang, I'm already running a lot of things on my computer right now. So anyway, it'll have to do.
Last ones. Hi Gigi. Hi Castle. Hi. Are you in LB? And hi Lawrence. Oh, Lawrence says royalty horror music. I wonder
Yeah.
how that sounds.
No, there are no. There are YouTube channels dedicated to royalty-free horror music, or at least royalty-free music. It's probably a horror subgenre, but I can
So
barely open another tab to search for it.
no. Okay. Shall we proceed to? Okay. Okay. I'll show you my costume. Okay. Yeah. This is going to be my costume for tonight. All right. So no judgment, please. No judgment. No judgment. No judgment. There are three reasons why I'm using this costume. By the way. Okay, so good evening, everyone. Am
You turn on your camera
I
yet?
seen? Wait,
No.
is it not on? What?
Here. Oh, right. I
It's
remember
not.
disabled. I disabled your camera before.
Hello? Oh no, you're the one who's freezing. Mark.
Mm, it's
Hello?
loading. It's. I
No.
think like it'll be like last time na ano. I couldn't see your camera. It's loading. I'm not sure if. And he's gone. We really need to upgrade our setup here.
Hello?
Yeah.
Are we seriously having this problem again? No!
But
Again. You, you see my cam? Is there
no,
nothing? Wait,
I,
I'm
s-
going to. Hello?
it's loading.
Is it working?
It's loading.
Okay, it's loading. Please load.
I mean,
Please
worst case
load.
scenario, we continue like last time. I know.
I
So,
prepared again. Legit. Whenever I invest something, it really. No! Like, hello? With the lighting and everything? How am I. No. Okay, that sucks. That really sucks. What's the problem? Is it on my end?
mm, let's see. My Discord connection is good. So
Mine too. How is it? How is it? Hang on.
might be my
Uh,
computer can't process it. I don't
re-
know. It should come out as like a slow. I know. Well, oops. It goes again. I think it's hello. Okay. Gosh, you there?
nope. Wala talaga. No. Hello. Wala talaga, no?
Yep. Voila.
Uh, my effort.
Okay. Send me a no. Send me a picture of your outfit through Discord,
No.
and I'll slap a picture onto the no.
No.
Come on,
Kainis.
send me a picture. Send me a picture.
Mm. Hang on. Wait. How do I do this?
Send me a picture through Discord.
Discord. How do I
Yeah.
do? Where do I send it? On chat, stream chat,
No,
hangout
no.
chat. No.
In our own in our direct messages.
Oh,
Unless you want to post it in the
message.
the Tarcy Talks
I, I,
in
ca-
the Tarcy Talks
I
channel.
can't find your. Oh, there. Okay. DM. I've DM'd you. Is that what you call sliding into DMs? Okay, I don't know that. That's another thing that.
Hang on.
The true horror is the horror of technical problems. Oh my god. Yes. Online learning, even this. Sir Tarcy's son costume, he had a cool filter. Promise. Like, I got freaked out when I saw it.
Let's see. Uh, uh,
I wonder if the Jamboard would work. Oh,
uh,
so for today, we'll be using a Jamboard, something that is used in class, mostly in the Gmeet. If you have online classes such as Gmeet, Jamboard is used as a collaborative whiteboard app. So, to my surprise, when I played D&D with my friends, they used Jamboard and it was very, very much immersive. It's like we were actually playing in person. So, hopefully, I can provide something of that level for our audience today. So, no.
okay. Yeah. Let me try at least show them on stream what you look
What
like.
I look.
Let me just image. Hang on.
So, um, I don't know. Is it weird if I ask our community, uh, what costume they're wearing? Not wearing right now. That's
Uh,
so weird.
there.
No, more on what are you what was your favorite costume back? Yes, I am the ghost. Akainis. Oh. So anyways, I had the whole setup, like candles. I've set up my visit. Yun na lang. Anyways, it was threefold. One, that it's Halloween related, my costume. Two, in relation to playing tabletop games, your focus shouldn't be on me. It should be on the game, the setup. So in this scenario, if I move around too much, it feels like as though you're looking at me. But more on, try to listen to the words that I'm going to say. So hopefully, with a costume like this, supposedly, it would help you not be distracted. And third, uh, I had a haircut, and I liked my haircut, but my brothers didn't like it, and I felt a little bit awkward. And also that I didn't shave my mustache, so it feels like I have like a you see those movies where you have a sheriff with a really thick mustache and then a clean cut. So that's what I look like right now. So I'm waiting for my hair to grow back until I can show myself again. So butil lang, I won't be seeing my students for the next 2 weeks. Uh, ayun, this will be my image for now, imprinted in you for the next few days, weeks to come.
Okay. So
Anyway,
do I switch to
Jamboard.
Jamboard now?
Yeah, switch to the Jamboard. Ooh.
Um, since hindi man, I think I'll just remove video capture ng score.
Oh man, so it really is eating up your RAM.
Yep, yep.
What did you install?
Okay.
All right, so everyone, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Call of.
you want me to put your picture?
No, no, don't worry. I'm good. I'm good. Uh, Good evening, everyone. We'll be playing Call of Cthulhu. Now, Call of Cthulhu is what the game that we're going to play is a tabletop RPG session. So what are tabletop RPG sessions? It's not necessarily a video game. It's not a board game as well. These are games that are more on into role playing. So role playing. How is role playing done? It We enact the the environment, the characters, the setting. We describe them, what we imagine in our heads, and we try to relate with one another on, do we agree on what we see and how do we go about with what we imagine. So really, imagination is the limit. And with that, there are a lot of tabletop different kinds of tabletop role-playing games. You have those set up in fantasy, such as with swords and magic, such as Dungeons and Dragons. Uh, what other what other tabletop can you think of? TTRPG. Oh, Star Wars. We played Star Wars back then. That's another kind of tabletop RPG. But for today, we'll be playing a role-playing game that is set in H.P. Lovecraft's Call of Cthulhu mythos. So this is a horror setting. It talks about the cosmic horrors involved into what is out there and what is here. Things that we do not understand, that our minds cannot perceive. And in that scenario, we turn to insanity. Now, we all know that, just staying Pisay is a different kind of insanity, but uh, let's save that for other times. So, with that, we'll start with Call of Cthulhu. Do I have to say next page? I have to say, do I control the panel? No, I don't control the panel.
No.
Next,
Okay. Hang on. Give
next
me a sec.
page, please. Darn it, not another one.
Hmm?
Not another presentation like kind of. Okay. So here we have today, I'm going to run a scenario called the paper chase. This is a scenario that takes about 2 to 4 hours. However, this is a scenario that I have been well versed with because I played with some of my friends back then. It was very scary for me as the DM because they themselves were very veteran DMs, while I was this was just my first time playing, sharing it with them. But then again, I was able to share this game with them, and they enjoy it. Hopefully, for everyone else here, it's a good introduction to the lore of Call of Cthulhu. Okay, so Lovecraft mythos. Sorry. Uh, with that, Mark will be our player for today. Mark has chosen a character. He instead of making his own character, he chose a pre-generated character that was set us for us by the game itself. So he's now playing as Wentworth. What's that? A Avebury. His age is 58, and his occupation is a language professor. Now, in this scenario, the story revolves around a society for the exploration of the unexplained. These are a group of people that are found in Arkham, the city of Arkham. These are a group of people that have come together. Like what would you call societies nowadays, Mark? Can
Huh?
you give examples of
What do you mean?
fraternities? Not really fraternities, because back then societies were really a thing, like YMCA. What
Okay.
else? What other
um,
societies can you think of?
um, Mason?
Oh yeah, Freemason. Yeah, Freemason society. Yeah, something like that. So in this scenario, this were a society of like-minded people that wanted to talk about the things that aren't very much explained in this world. So it's composed a lot of different people, such as professors, such as Mark, who's playing Wentworth himself, students, archaeologists, uh, some are men of faith. Some are ordinary people that are just interested, and others are private investigators themselves. So this is a huge society, and in this scenario, one of the characters is Wentworth Avebury. Now, Mark, why did you want to go with this person? Bianca said in chat, Sir Tarcy can't escape the teaching profession.
I mean, ano, out of the five options, so there was an Indiana Jones type character, there was this character, there was what are the others? Parang there was like a doctor-ish person, and so on and so forth. So honestly, closest I could identify was a language professor. I mean, I teach computer languages, so close enough.
Oh,
So yeah,
okay.
figures then.
Interesting, interesting. Now, in this scenario, Mark, Sir Tarcy will not be playing as himself from here on out. He'll be playing as Wentworth. Mean to say, he'll be putting himself into the shoes of Wentworth as a language professor that has joined this society. Now, Mark, do you have a backstory for Wentworth?
Well, I mean, he already has his own backstory. So, was I- wait, was I supposed to, to create
No, no, man. Do you provide for one,
No,
or
I
did you
mean,
think?
I thought I would just use his own backstory rather than overwrite it.
Oh yeah, yeah. So, what was his backstory?
So Wentworth's backstory is he's had a long interest in myth and folklore, and he's willing to believe in the reality of supernatural, but has not had any encounters or hard evidence as to that fact. And I guess that's how he got involved with this particular society.
Now, what particular language do you think Wentworth would be teaching in his? Is he a college professor or is he? Oh yeah, most likely a college professor. So, what language do you think he would be teaching in? Oh, by the way, the setting for this Call of Cthulhu is in the 1920s. So, specifically for this scenario, 1922. Sorry, 1922. 22. Sorry. So, what language do you think Wentworth would be teaching?
Wait, so there's no Java, there's no Python.
In the modern one, we can make one. So Call of Cthulhu can be set in the past, 1920s, or it could also be set in the modern times. So if you want, maybe we can make a different campaign of that.
Okay, but yeah, probably Latin. Some of those
Oh,
ancient languages that aren't so much used, Latin, Greek.
all right, all right. Now, someone in the comments says that Katrina says Sir Tarcy role playing as an Indiana Jones type seems like a missed opportunity. What do you say to that?
I mean, I guess if I were really role playing, yeah, I could do it. Pero I mean, on my own, parang feeling ko medyo pilit eh. If I were playing off other characters, I feel like I could do it better. Pero it's a solo run. Let's stick to the basics.
Oh, by the way, for everyone here in chat right now, we're going to make this a little bit more interactive. It's kind of live. So there are certain scenarios that if Mark playing as Wentworth couldn't think of something, you may try suggesting. The higher the donation, the higher he'll take the suggestion. Just kidding, just kidding. No, 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 no. We don't think so. We don't think, no, but if there are some suggestions from the people, if you want to be backseat drivers, why not? But for everyone else that would like to enjoy, feel free to watch. We now go on to the next page. Now, Mark will be playing Wentworth, and Wentworth has a set of skills. More on what is the character of Wentworth? The
Hang on,
next
give me
page.
yeah. There we go.
Okay, so this is a 1920s investigator. He is a language professor, age 58, sex male, residence in Arkham, but his birthplace was from New York. So he is a New Yorker. Now, in this scenario, you can see his characteristics. Mean to say, these are his stats that will help him along the way to describe who he is. Now, right now, his strength is at 50, so that's not too much strong.
It's the average, right?
We're
Parang that's the average.
yeah, average. Not much of a strong man, but kind of average. Like you can see from what he looks like. Not to judge, by the way, not to judge. Also, um, his what's con? Um,
Constitution.
Constitution, right? Something that I do not put my points in any kind of role playing game that I play. His constitution is pretty high, in fairness, considering that his age. He kind of takes care very well of himself with a constitution of 60. By the way, the ranges of the numbers are from 0 to 100. The higher your values are, the better you are in that particular characteristic. Same goes for skills that we will discuss later on. Mean to say, if you have a constitution of 60, despite being the age of 58, he's pretty healthy. Okay. Now, in terms of size, SIZ talks about size. Mean to say, his size compared to others. 50 is the of a person, a little bit tall on the tall side, but that's his size. Dexterity 40. He's a little bit slow in this scenario. Mean to say, he won't be able to do some actions that might require his agility, such as what Mark? What would you describe as agility actions?
Dodge roll.
Gosh, so can you imagine a 58-year-old man doing a dodge roll? So for him to do such. His appearance, however, in this scenario, he is of 50. Mean to say, he is kind of average, above average and average. So maybe because of age or well, what he looks like, something that more on education rather than looks, it kind of shows. However, his education is very up there with an education score of 80. Education talks about smart, and you can see the chosen character of Mark, which was Wentworth, has both high in education and intellect. And finally, power. This is something related to magic. So later on, if there would be a chance that he would read into the arcane lore or horror, or he would try to the mythos. In this scenario, he has a higher chance of understanding what it takes to use such power. Okay, so in this scenario, all good. He's pretty very okay. Let's go on to the next page. The next page talks about his skills. In this scenario, you can see the different skill sets that he has. In Call of Cthulhu, there are a generic sets of skills that are ones with the values or numbers. These are the ones that Wentworth had invested his time throughout his lifetime to study on, practice, and well, to hone. The ones that he doesn't have a number on, these are things that he did not dabble in, or he would have a bit of trouble trying uh to understand it. So in this scenario, archaeology, he has 20 points in it. He's not that charming with a score of 15. By the way, in this scenario, the game you'll be rolling a lot of D100s. Mean to say, from a D100, you're going to try to get a score. You have to roll a number lower than that of what you have in your character sheet. Mean to say, if you're trying to charm someone, mean to say use your moves on someone, you have to make sure that your roll on a D100 is less than 15. So math, how many percentage is that?
15%.
Exactly. Very good. So in RPGs, you can't escape math. It's there. It's part of life. Your climb rate, in order to climb certain surfaces, such as things that are like waist high or even head up high, even above your head, it'll take a score of 20. Your credit rating, however, is 40. Pretty good for yourself. Dodge. Oh, your dodge is actually 40. You know how to drive. You can fight. Actually, you have how? Okay, Mark. How would you explain your character knowing how to brawl with a score of 45? That's pretty high.
He's a professor. Have you
What does
not
that mean?
have you not had to get physical with one of your students?
What? No. We have to talk about this later on.
No, kasi high school kasi tayo eh. In university, it's different. So, like, did you not fight
Oh,
with your
is that?
university professors?
Oh, is that? Well, okay, I did have professors in law school that could actually really throw a chalk towards specifically to someone's forehead. And okay, fine. That does make me realize that maybe they do get into practicing fighting firearms and relation to handgun and rifle. He is pretty well, kind of. He knows he is proficient, but not that proficient. He has a score of 20 and 25, respectively. Uh, he knows how to do first aid. He knows his history. He can intimidate with a score of 15%. Uh, not that much. A jump of 20. Language, however. Oh, you got it right. Language, Latin. He's very versed in Greek and Egyptian hi- hieroglyphics. Uh, but his own language is English, which he's pretty versed with. So when you come across someone that, so you're more of a grammar Nazi, I guess, as a professor. Library use is something very, very much important in the Call of Cthulhu mythos because information is not that readily available. You know, they don't have their smartphones. It's not like they have their own personal encyclopedias at home. In this scenario, they have to know to go to. They have to go to the library and know how to use a library because back then they used to do they use the Dewey Decimal System. Do you know how to use the Dewey Decimal System, Mark?
I mean, you have users don't
Just-
have to know how to use it. Librarians need to know how to classify books.
no,
Library
no, no.
users
Okay.
just need to what?
Now, for example, what if you break into a library? The information you're looking for is there. You have to. Will you just scour around everything, or
There's a
would you?
table normally, parang at every library, or at least there used to be in every library, parang marking or parang table of from 0 to 100. It's these kinds of books, and so on and so forth. I
Now,
don't
my
know.
question to you: as teachers of this generation, do you think the current generation, we're going to judge you, okay? People in chat, get ready. Do you think they know how to use the Dewey Decimal System?
Probably not. I don't even see card catalogs anymore. Is there still a card catalog in the library?
Yeah, actually, does anyone know if from the 2 years back then, before the pandemic, do you remember if there were card catalogs
I
in the
mean,
in
I
Dipusay
think even if
library?
there were, no one uses them. Parang, maybe the most, kasi the library has its own, has its own online record system. So if you need to search something, probably just search it in.
Oh, hang on, Mark. Could you explain your last remaining skills? I just have to promote our. Again, I'm also your media manager, so let me just fix this also.
Okay,
Uh,
okay, okay. Okay. So I just for those who are listening, you'll notice that there's actually a percentage with next to most of the skills. So those are actually the averages of the world. So if my skill matches or Wentworth's skills matches that, it's because he's kind of just following what's normal for that time period. So mechanical repairing is the average, so I followed. Anything that I have that's higher, then that means I practiced it. So listening, my listening skills are a bit higher, probably because I've had to listen to a lot of students and try to figure out what they mean.
Sorry, sorry. Well, why
Go
did I
ahead.
laugh? Sorry. Go ahead.
And then natural world is 10, navigate is 10, so following the world averages. I am highly persuasive, or at least Wentworth is highly persuasive, um, probably by using his highfalutin language to convince other people to do what he wants. Psychology, which also fits into that profile, is 40. Sleight of hand is average, spot hidden, so I am very observant, especially when spotting the grammatical error. Stealth is 40, swim is 20, throw is 20, and track is 10. So that's all of Wentworth's skill.
Oh,
Why are you laughing?
track isn't track and field. Track is more on tracking tracks on the ground. Okay, so these are the skills of Wentworth. Now let's move on to the next one. Next slide, which is okay. We'll start the story. So then it's now 8:41. I'm pretty sure we can finish this within one session. So good evening. So the setting for today will be in Arnoldsburg, Michigan. So in this scenario, um, you see on the left, this is Arnoldsburg. This is the state of sorry, this is Michigan. Uh, Now, not a lot of us know U.S. geography. Mark, would you happen to know where Michigan is?
No, not idea.
Okay, it's actually it's around the middle of United States, pretty close to the near bordering Canada. So near Pennsylvania. To the left is Pennsylvania. To the right is where you're coming from, New York. Right. So this going to investigate is Arnoldsburg. It's a very small, quaint town. And in this scenario, you, but more particularly the society that you have joined, have been contacted by Thomas Kimball of Michigan. It seems his house has been burglarized, and some of his uncle's favorite books have been stolen. The mystery is a little unusual, as the uncle inexplicably appeared without a trace a year ago. Mr. Kimball would like you to find out who stole the books, return them if possible, and discover the whereabouts of his uncle and whether he is still alive. We should do our own BuzzFeed mystery. I was thinking, should we do that? Dalawa naman tayo. Although Nathan's with us in chat. He's our chat moderator. Um, we're all unpaid. But maybe it's something to think about for next Halloween. Especially with the last season for BuzzFeed. What was it? BuzzFeed. What did
Mysteries
we call this?
unsolved.
Yes, Mysteries Unsolved. Supernatural. Supernatural. So, okay. Anyways. Yeah, read it like Ryan. Anyways, next page. Okay. You, okay, eat it. Okay. You, Wentworth, after a long travel, how would you how do you think you would want to have traveled towards this place? Considering that you are a little bit of man of wealth, what would
Hmm.
you have considered uh a travel uh what travel preparations do you think you would have made for this trip going to Michigan? It's going to a different state.
Well, considering the time, era, 1920s, that's probably a train in the state as close as
Mm.
possible, and then uh, higher up. I guess it's an option between a public coach and a personal coach. So, were there cars already? Personal automobiles?
Yeah,
car.
there were cars during
Okay,
that
then
time.
I'd probably hire a personal car to get to the location.
I see. Okay. Okay. With it, that is a reasonable Thomas Kimball that you were your client for today. The house is actually located way at the back of the town, a little bit far from everyone else, and very close to the woods. Okay, so
Hmm.
this is such a secluded spot, and you see the house. It seems everything seems so normal. This is just a normal small house. Okay,
Hmm.
next page. Okay, here
Really?
you come inside the.
Suikoden?
What? What? I couldn't find any other character portraits. Anyways, you come into the house and you see that this is indeed a small, simple house, and you meet Thomas Kimball. Okay, so here, you talk change information. You discuss that you are the representative of the society that he has hired you to solve this mystery. Now, in this scenario, um, you're being asked to look into the theft of his uncle's books. In this scenario, he's prepared to pay your expenses, everything that you will need while you're here staying in Michigan in order to solve the mystery, pay you a sum of $10. Now, it doesn't seem that big for us right now. Although, how much is $10 for us? 500 pesos.
500.
But back then, if you would compare the $10 in 1920s to today, that would actually equal to $240 in today's money. So, how much is $240?
Uh, think
That's
around.
that's like a PS5, right?
Yes, mate?
Isn't it? Like 240. Like how much is that?
Around, I know, 100,
Times
so a little
50?
excess of maybe around 15,000.
Yeah, Allison says 12,000. So 12,000 to 15,000. So this is something of kind of serious matter that he is willing to pay out. That's, that is very a considerable sum to give for such a missing books, a burglarized sorry, a robbery case. Now, he tells you that he didn't bother to report the break-in to the police, since the theft only involved a few books, and it's likely to amount to anything, uh, of anything or any interest. He knows them to be just old, old books. He also says that these books had belonged to his uncle. Now, in the previous letter, he did mention that it's related to his uncle that had mysteriously vanished a year ago. Um, so, uh, sorry for that ramble, but is there anything that you would like to ask Thomas at this moment?
Does he know which books were taken?
Okay, so he answered. Thomas answered. Are you answer? Do you want to go role play the voices as well?
No. No.
Okay, at least role play. Let's role play characters. Let's role play characters. Thomas. Okay, as Thomas, I say, the books I'm not that well aware of. I know my uncle had books on the bookshelf back then, but they didn't have color. I know they were leather bound, if that's interesting, but I didn't understand what they were about or why they were such importance because they were just dusty old books.
Okay. How about what do you know about your uncle? What was his profession? What did he do?
Oh, uncle. Yes, Uncle Kimball. That's weird. Douglas. Uncle Douglas. He was your everyday old man. Well, I guess what sets him apart was that he really loves reading. You'd never ever see him without a book in his hand. You'd always find him inside his study, in his room. In his room, he'd go out on walks with a book in his hand. He'd spend time in different places around town, more particularly out there in the cemetery, to read a book in silence. He's known to go to church with a Bible in his hand, reading all about the Bible. So he reads a variety of different books.
Okay.
If I were to describe him physically, if that's what you're asking, he was balding with white hair, average height, and I guess he had his white his round.
Josh, are you there?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, did you
Yeah,
not hear me? Hello?
you're cutting off.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was cutting off. Oh, sorry, sorry, sorry. Okay. If I were to describe the Uncle Douglas, I'd say he was balding at the time. But given his age, he would have lost the hair. With white hair, average height, and wearing round spectacles. Dressed properly. But aside from that, and him wearing a book, he's just an average old man.
Does he have any acquaintances in the villages in this town that I can talk to?
He's very well known around the town, but he usually keeps to himself. They do know him to spend very alone time for him to finish his books and then move on to the next book.
Hmm. I guess can I see the shelf? Can I see the scene of the crime?
All right. Okay, so Thomas gladly opens the door. Gladly, how would I say, agrees to. Oh, right, right. I forgot. I need to show you where it all happened. So he points you now. Okay, now go to page. Shoot, you're going to go to page 9 of the Jamboard. I'm going to have to add something to help you. All right. So this is real time. Oh, are you at page 9?
Yeah, I'm page 9.
All right. This is what the study looks like. Copy. Okay, sorry. Um, why is it not loading? So this is what the study looks like. Still not loading. Wait lang. Okay, so the study. Oh, there you go. Okay, the study is a small room, but something that is very much. It's very much well taken care of back in the day. Except now, there's just lots of dust. There's cobwebs around, but it
Is
was
that
kept
blood?
in. Where? Oh, okay. Please don't note the blood and the knife. I'm just using. Remember the blood and the knife. I used to stock images. I can't draw. Okay. Hang on. Um. Okay. Uh. Hang on. Let me just get to that page. You actually jump a little bit. Man, so right now I'm flipping pages and I can't find out where that page was. Oh, okay, okay. Um, so here, as Thomas. Oh, I'll voice of Thomas. Um, I used to visit Uncle a lot back then. However, when he had disappeared, sorry, Uncle used to have me around to help him around with household chores, with errands, with work, and anything that involves manual labor. Because given his age, it was very hard for him to move about. So I after Uncle started going missing, uh, I decided to just stay here at home, at least to take care of his house while waiting for him to come back someday. Uh, I did move. I had to move all my things from where I had used to live and then finally settle in here. But this room in particular, I knew Uncle wouldn't want me to touch anything here because these are his most prized possessions, his books, and I didn't know where to store them. Therefore, I just decided that maybe let's just keep it this way it is, so that one day he returns and uh, knows that he's still wanted. So you look around the room and it's cluttered, piled high with different books. And these books were all shapes and sizes and all about different subjects. So you had one on medicine, you had one on philosophy, you had one on laws. And the while the house was charming, you notice that um, this was a really well tended study room. Uh, or investigate about.
Sorry again.
Is there anything you want to now that you're inside the room?
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Uh, I asked to be directed to where the missing books are, or at
Okay.
least the section of the shelves where the missing books are. And
Now,
I
if you
try. Wait.
okay, you and I try.
And so, given I'm assuming that okay, so there's descriptions of how meticulous the places are arranged. So I try to figure out if there's a pattern in the books, and I'm hoping that I can figure out what are the missing books based on some kind of pattern.
Ah, okay. Now, Thomas says, "Oh, the books that went missing. You see,
Josh?
hello, hello,
Yeah, you're cutting out
Mark.
again.
No, am I stable? Hello.
Mm, go, go.
Oh, how? Let me see if I can stop some stuff here on my side so that I can. Is it clear?
No, I mean, I can hear you.
Okay. In the voice of Thomas, Thomas says, "If you can look here on the left, the shelf." I did notice that suddenly there are some books that are missing. Although I don't know what they could be. I remember Uncle to have different books on different subjects, but I wasn't a reading man. I just, it wasn't my thing. So I didn't bother knowing what those books were. Now, in this scenario, you ask again, kinds of books that were missing. I would ask you to okay, raise your dice will now be used. Your skill will now be tested. In this
Mhm.
scenario, I want you to test your to roll for a um let's see, a knowledge skill. Uh uh use your library. Could you explain to me again in what manner are you trying to search for?
Okay. So I work in university. I am familiar with using the library. So I am familiar with how books are arranged in libraries, whether personal library or
Ah.
not. So uh, if there's a Dewey Decimal System that's being implemented here, I should be able to.
All right, all right, all right. Okay. A regular success. Let's see. So your library use is actually 60.
Mhm.
So any skill that you would any roll that you would roll under 60, you succeed,
Including 60.
including 60. Yes.
Okay.
So roll those two
34.
dice. 34. That's oh okay. That's a regular success. Okay. You notice that the ones that are missing are actually books that belong to the first edition of each subject. Mean to say that the second revisions, the third revisions of each, although they are various subjects that aren't related with one another, you notice that these are the ones that have gone missing. We have publications of different tales, but it's usually the first few volumes that have gone missing. Okay. So that's what you've noticed. Now, in your time of searching, searching, trying to figure out what is the pattern of these books that had gone missing. I want you to now roll a spot hidden. Sorry, spot hidden. Make a spot hidden roll.
Okay. So that's a skill of 50. What is this? It's a 92.
Okay, okay. So it's a 92. In this scenario, uh, you m- uh you okay, are you still okay? So with the 92, that's pretty much a fail, a big failure. But it's not a fumble. Mean to say, it's not a dire consequence. So you actually spend almost the whole day going around the house, going around the study of Uncle Douglas, trying to figure out what is the pattern, what are the books missing, and later on in that afternoon, Thomas comes into the room and tries to see how everything going. And this scenario, he actually trips over while he was approaching you. He trips over something and then says, "Oh," picks it up and
All right.
shows it to you.
Again, you cut out for a bit.
No, I'm
He trips
cutting
over
off.
what? He trips
He
over what and says,
he trips over something and says,
mm,
"Oof, what was that?" Uh, okay, so in this scenario, um, he picks up a old journal. It's a leather bound journal. It's like a notebook, but it's leather bound, and you notice that this is something that is very personal because it has the name Douglas Kimball on imprinted on the front of the lower left part of the notebook. Okay. Oh, this was Uncle's. Oh, well, maybe this can help, and he hands it to you. Okay. So in this scenario, um, you go over the journal. How do you go over the journal? What are you trying to look for at first?
um, so I'm trying to look generally, what are his interests, and to see if there's any mentions about the missing first edition books that are missing.
Okay. Sorry. Again. What would you want to search for?
First, parang, what are his general interests? Uh,
Okay.
and if it has anything to do with the books that he collects and reads, and if those any mentions of that, if it's related to the books that are missing, or what in mentions of any first edition books.
Okay. In this scenario, so you're going to start from the first page, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh wait,
So
journal.
journal,
Uh,
yes.
okay, I'll peek first at the last page, and then if there's nothing
All
of
right.
note, I'll start on the first page.
Okay. Hang on. I'm looking for it because I know I prepared this. E Man, I knew I prepared for this. I just couldn't figure out. Wait. Uh, uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Okay. In the journal, it says on the last page, where is it? Okay. I found it. Sorry. Okay. On the last page of the journal, it cryptically mentions reaching a decision. And another note at the bottom of the page says, joining with my friends below. How do you?
Okay.
Very
Uh,
creepy.
okay. After reading that, uh, I confirm again with Thomas, right?
Mhm.
Uh, and confirm if uh, his uncle liked to visit the cemetery.
Yes. Thomas says, "Oh yes, very much. He would usually spend his afternoons there. He knows that this is his quiet place where he can read a lot. He usually stays there most of the days there, spending from afternoon to the evening before he comes home for supper.
Okay. Um, can I skim through the rest of the no?
Yes.
Uh,
Yes, you
uh,
may. Okay.
so I skim through the rest of the journal, try to figure out if
Okay.
there's anything in
As
notes.
you backtrack along the journal pages of the journal, you notice several uh, messages on the pages that says it talks about a network of tunnels beneath the cemetery, and that there are inhabitants by mysterious creatures that Douglas saw. Somehow he saw something moving about at the cemetery. Those were the immediate pages before the ones that you found at the end.
Sorry,
As you skim through the back,
you
as you backtrack and back, yes, did I cut
you
off?
you cut out at no. He saw there was something underneath the cemetery. He saw some creatures.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So he saw some creatures, quote unquote creatures that Douglas saw moving around about the as you go back through the other pages, it seems it goes to normal and normal as he talks about. He makes summaries of the books that he has read, things that how he enjoyed it, how it's like a book review for himself, for him to know that oh, this book was all about this and that. He enjoyed very much about this book, and there are some books that he didn't much well took fond of. What would you like? Oh, sorry. In this scenario, um, what would you like to do from here?
Okay. So I guess uh, I took a look directly at the library. I guess I'll scan the room really quick, and then if I don't find anything important, I'll go to the cemetery.
Okay. What are you looking more particularly for in the room before you leave for the cemetery?
I guess I know that he saw some mysterious creatures. I'm looking to see if maybe there are maybe books or notes or anything that has to do with quote unquote creatures and uh, it, maybe sketches, maybe uh, you know other personal notes. Try to see if there's anything in the study about that.
Okay. So you're looking to things such as the mythos or something that talks about creatures that he might have saw during that night, but nothing in particular stands out. So it's not, you don't see anything of the sort in that area.
Mm.
Hang on, let me just do something. Uh, okay. So where are you headed now? What's your next action?
I go to the cemetery.
Okay. uh, go to page 10 of the Jamboard. Next page.
Okay, there's a page 10.
Yeah, there's a page 10.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the house of, well, do you just hurry out and look for the cemetery without asking where directions are, or
No,
do
no.
you
I
tell
mean, I
Thomas?
ask no. So I tell Thomas that I'll check the cemetery for clues since he mentions it, and I ask if there's anyone I can talk to in the cemetery about it,
Okay.
or if there's anyone who.
All right. You're right. So Thomas says, "Oh, the cemetery. You're lucky. The cemetery is actually the close. We're the house that is closest to the cemetery." He brings you outside the house through the back door, and points to you that the pathway towards the cemetery. So there is a winding path, but just like less than 5 minute walk, cemetery is there. You can actually see the cemetery from the study, like from the windows that you saw earlier from the study. You can actually see a little bit into the cemetery. So you walk your path. You walk your way towards the path, winding down to the road to the cemetery. You asked if there would be someone there that could help, maybe um, ask for information that might have seen Douglas. He said that there's a caretaker there that might be able to help you. He tends to the cemetery, makes sure everything prim and proper. Everything's in tip top condition for also also stay, I guess, such as this. But um, you might be able to catch him there, still doing his work. Hi. So you walk towards the cemetery. Okay, you're going really fast, Mark. like, you sk- why are you
Speed
asking the right
run.
question? You're
Speed
asking the right
run.
question. Wait lang. Let me jump pages. Kainis. Okay. What page was that? Uh, would you like to mention anything to chat while I'm looking for the pages?
um, no.
Wow. Because they're just 19? Grabe, snub mo naman.
No, no. I mean, what do I have to say? Halloween. I don't know.
Wait, where is that page of the... Okay, there. So it's a little bit around in the afternoon when you reach to the... Because he spent the whole morning going about the study, searching to figure out what are the things inside the study that might be able to help point you into the right direction as to in relating to the burglary that had happened inside the Kimball house. Now, the cemetery itself is well tended, although the vegetation itself is quite abundant, with lots of tall bushes, ancient trees dotting the spaces between the gravestones and tombs. Oh, by the way, move on to page 11. Let me just put up the picture. Now, the reason why I put as we go on is because it's meant to help, um, so that you won't be spoiled if ever you copy and paste. I really like Jamboard because it comes with a grid view. Like you can actually put a grid on
Mm.
the background so that it really helps. Like if you're playing D&D and you want to play a map with the battle, it really helps, especially if you have like portrait icons. Thank you very much. Okay.
Okay.
It's clear the cemetery has been here for many years. As you explore the grounds, you spot a gardener who's digging out weeds at the far side of the cemetery. When the gardener hears your approach, how do you approach the gardener?
Uh, I call out to him, greeting him. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
All those three? I didn't say
No,
he
I
was in
mean,
the afternoon, so
okay. So it's afternoon. So good afternoon.
okay. Now the caretaker tips his hat and says good afternoon also. Now if you now you're approaching him, or are you just saying good afternoon from afar? Like just passing by?
I approach to an appropriate conversational distance, and um, you know, ano. So in martial arts, there's this quote unquote uh, appropriate distance na parang it's far enough that you can't throw a punch or you can't get hit by a punch, but not too far that you're speaking awkwardly.
Okay. Okay. Like a cautious amount of distance that would make sure you're pretty much safe away from him. All right. All
Mm.
right. That makes sense. Now, you're. This seems like a distance that you're trying to engage him into a conversation, like not just passing by, not just saying good afternoon, and then you go about your way. He goes about his way. No. So he sees you approaching. Now, as you approach him, uh, charm check or a
um,
persuade sorry, charm roll or a persuade roll, up to you
y-
to choose which
gosh,
one you want.
you got
Yes.
cut off. So as I was
No. Okay.
As I was approaching.
Okay, as you're approaching, he suddenly uh readied himself as though like, oh wait, this guy wants something, I guess. So in this scenario, you're going to approach him. Uh, y- uh, how you approach him determines how he opens up to you. Now,
Okay.
uh, base. I want you to make a charm roll or a persuade roll. You get to choose whichever is highest uh, from your rolls.
Okay. Can I like
No, no. You choose between your two skills. Choose one first, then you roll for that.
can I
So
like
among your skills, what is your highest?
persuade with
Okay.
60?
Yeah. Okay. Um, what were you going to ask?
No, kasi parang I was planning on as a part of the means of persuading him, I could like bribe him or something, or parang give some money as a means
Okay.
of it.
Okay. Okay. Um, let's see. By what like like what are you trying? As you're approaching, you're taking out
No, no,
your
I'm not
bills
taking
of
out my
money,
wallet
just
yet.
whipping it to him.
It would be part of the persuasion process. Na parang
Okay. First things first. In a persuading manner, I want you to roll your persuade roll.
okay, okay, 27.
27. Katrina says bribe agad. Sad face, sad face. So okay, so you do actually persuade him, and like, how do you approach him? He what does a persuade walk or opening sentence would be as to
no,
engage him into some a conversation?
yeah, okay. So uh, I'm upfront. I tell him that I'm here to look into uh, a theft that happened in uh, the Douglas house, uh, and if he had any information on uh, the theft itself or about the person who used to live there.
Now that's a lot of words for just start a conversation from good afternoon.
Okay,
And
okay,
in that persuasion, no, no,
fine.
no, 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 no. It actually succeeded. Like you did say that it's you just gave him a barrage of words from Wentworth, saying that. Do you share your name?
Hmm?
Do you share your name, or you just say I'm here on an investigation about the
Uh,
burglary in the
no,
house down?
I give my I give my first name.
Okay, so again, you give your role play, Mark. Action.
Okay. Good afternoon, sir. My name is
Good
Wentworth,
day.
and I
And
am here
I'm
on behalf.
oh, you're really just going straight without waiting
Okay,
to hear
fine.
his
Okay, again. Ulit.
no, no,
Take
no,
two.
if that's what you wanted. Okay.
And I didn't know you were going to respond. So
I
okay,
was gonna respond.
okay.
He said good day. Good day to you, sir.
Uh, I'm Wentworth, and I'm here on behalf of an organization who is that is looking into a recent theft in the Douglas house. And I was wondering if you knew anything about the theft itself, or maybe about the person who used to live there.
Okay. Now I'm not sure, but are you not interested into what his like you're not gonna ask for his name or anything. So okay, but
uh, I mean
because you
that's
did, because you went straight with the introduction as
mm,
to what your purpose is, you didn't give him a chance to share his name. So now he knows what your purpose is. He opts not to share it, but he says, "Good day, sir. Oh, there was a burglary down there. Oh, such a terrible thing to happen. Where did you say Douglas Kimball?
I said Douglas.
Douglas. Oh, did you say Douglas? Douglas Kimball? Are you referring to Mr. Kimball by any chance?
Well, yes, I am.
Oh, such a shame. Such a real shame. I really missed the conversations that I had with the Sir Kimball. Mr. Kimball used to enjoy here in the cemetery. Although we would spend our afternoons talking about different stuff around the world, although he did use big words, words that I did not understand. I'm just a simple man, and this is, but he had a passion about what he used to read. I noticed that he would bring books of different sorts. He would usually prop down on that particular tomb. He points out into a tomb out there in the field on there and read his books. That's usually his afternoons. I know he wants his space, and therefore I do give him his space. But sometimes we do get a little bit of chat and talk about stuff. Mark.
Is that my cue? Okay.
Yeah, guys, stop.
Okay. So I I guess I press again. Parang, so you haven't heard anything about, uh, you didn't find anything about after he disappeared, or you haven't heard anything strange about the house, or uh,
No, no.
any people asking about him?
No, no. Such a shame. As back then, uh, how do I say this? Okay, started to notice that he doesn't come here as much as before, and then later, to my surprise, that he was reported missing on the newspaper. You can check it. One day I saw the Arnold. Oh wait, what's the name of that newspaper? The Arnoldsburg advice advertiser mentioned that he's gone missing. Such a shame. Such a shame.
Okay, okay, so I uh, I'm
Now
about
at this moment, sorry, sorry to cut you, but at this particular moment, um, oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. What were you going to say? Not yet at this moment.
okay. So I motion to uh, go over to the point or the particular spot that he pointed out earlier. And as I'm breaking away, I tell him, "Oh, by the way, could I get your name just in case I need to ask you anything later?"
Uh, I'm thinking if I was him, having this much conversation, and then suddenly you ask for my name, he gladly gives his name since he did go down. You helped him go down to memory lane, as to recalling how Douglas was a person back then, and he mentions that his name was Melodias Jefferson.
Okay.
So you could put actually in this scenario, you could put a sticky note on this page.
Uh,
You see on the Jamboard and say, uh, put down Melodias Jefferson if you want as
I'm
a.
view only though.
Oh, really? How do I give you? How are you view only? I did not give you. Okay, but take note, Melodias Jefferson.
I
Okay. In this scenario, um, you point towards the tombstone. Okay. After you jot down his name, uh, do you what do you do? Do you uh write it down? Do you to memory?
the name.
Sorry.
What do I jot down? His name.
Yeah. Like when you asked him his name, did you like whip out your own personal journal, or did you just commit to memory
No,
his name?
I know. I have a notepad, which I've been keeping track of. Everything that been noticing. So yeah, I write down on the
Okay.
notepad.
Okay. As you write down
Gosh,
to see. Yeah. Yes. Hello.
yeah,
Do you hear me?
you
Okay.
got cut off.
No.
As I brought
As
out the
you would.
notepad.
as you whipped out the notepad, he tries to take a peek at to what notes you've written down so far on your notebook. Now, what notes have you written down so far?
Basically, that Douglas Kimball has gone missing, or his books. Sorry, first that it's been a theft at his house. He's been missing. The missing books are the first edition books, and
Mhm.
that he has encountered a creature here in the cemetery.
Okay. All right. So, is there anything else that he feels a little bit anxious to go back to work? As he gave, he feels like he wants to go immediately back to work since you pointed out towards the tomb.
Okay.
Tomb. Is there anything that you want to
Okay.
part
So
words with?
one last thing is Douglas mentioned in his journal that he encountered a creature. Does he know anything about it, or about some old tunnels?
Okay. At this point, I want you to make a psychology roll.
Okay. What's that? Psychology. 37. So, yep, I have 40 for psychology.
Oh, you succeeded.
Mhm.
Okay. Uh, Although to a common person's eyes, it would seem that Jefferson just doesn't know anything about it. But you, who had dabbled into a little, noticed that when he said, "I don't know anything about it," it seemed as though he's trying to evade the topic, as well as he's looking towards his left. He seems to be glancing towards left side when he's answering back at you. Nothing in particular. He's not like looking at to something behind you or anything, but he seems to be shifting his eyes towards the left. Or was it the right? When you what was it? Left or right when you lie? Left?
I don't know.
Okay, in a particular direction. Maybe people on chat, especially that had maybe taken up psychology, or it's versed in lying, might know which way they look at whenever they lie. No, just kidding. He is trying to hide something, but he says, I'm sorry. No, strange stuff. Cemetery. You must be mistaken, sir." Allison says, "Left." Okay. So you did succeed the psychology roll. Is there any question that you want to try to? Are you going to press this, or what would you like to do at this point? Now knowing
Mm,
that he's actually trying to hide something.
okay, so uh, I motion to continue to the gravestone, pero but at the same time I take note and try to keep track of where he is, uh, or I make sure of uh, for as long as I'm in the cemetery, I try to uh, keep track of him. And yeah.
So, so you're trying to. How would that be? Like you're walking backward towards us, to the tombstone while
No, no, I mean,
keeping your
parang, I'll glance his way every so often, make sure he's still
like
there.
every 5 steps. You look back and are you still there? So you try to keep on. So you don't talk to him, but you try to keep him in sight, right?
I try to see if he does anything suspicious, if he goes anywhere immediately afterwards. Uh,
Okay. Okay. Now that you mentioned that you keep your eye on him as you were doing your one look, 3, 4 look. At that 3, 4 look, you noticed as he turned away, his jacket opened up a bit, and you noticed a bottle, a flask. And this flask was kind of familiar. It's a flask that you might have noticed in the advertisements on the newspaper that are prohibited. Now, during the 1920s, for everyone, America was had a prohibition era. Do you know this, Mark?
it was in the I think it was in the video that you sent me.
Oh, okay. So there was a prohibition era where people said that drinking was really prohibited because it stopped people from being very productive into society. Therefore, they had outlawed drinking. Now, seeing this, that he had a prohibited item on him, is there something that you would like to do with this information, or would you just like to continue on to your to the tombstone?
Mm, okay. Not playing me right now, right? I'm playing this old man who has an.
Yes,
Uh,
Wentworth.
so anything that he does is not a reflection on me. Okay.
Okay, okay. We take that discllaimer. We'll edit that in. Disclaimer: this is not Sir Tarcy. This is Wentworth. Act
Okay.
like him, though, so that we know the difference.
Okay. Okay. So I mentioned. So as I'm already starting to move away, I say. By the way, are you sure you have nothing else to mention? Because I might have something to mention to the authorities, and who knows what they'll do if they find out that someone out here is in
Ooh.
possession of a particular bottle.
He starts sweating and and starts to. At first, he was confused because he knew that you were wobbling away already. But knowing that you had a keen eye and saw that he had possession of such a bottle, uh, he knows what you're talking about. Now, my question: I would want you to do a either a intimidate roll or a hard persuade roll. Now, a hard persuade is your one half,
Hmm.
one half of the value. So,
Yeah.
what's your intimidate?
It is 20. It's 15. So
15. What is your hard persuade?
that is 30.
Okay. So in this scenario, are you trying to you're blackmailing him? Well, you're going to use persuade, right?
Yeah, I'm going to use persuade.
Okay. So you're persuading him, not blackmailing him. More
Yeah.
on you're trying to try to press him for more. Okay. All right. Go ahead, make that roll.
56.
Oh, 56.
Mm.
Did you out of what was supposed to the what's a hard
The hard roll is 30.
uh okay. Hang on.
Why are
Sorry.
you laughing?
Because it's your second time that you're failing, and I'm trying to figure out how bad am I going to give it to you. Uh he says, "Ha, make me," as if that's gonna work on me, old man. So from his kind of a sweet memory lane demeanor earlier, he suddenly turned sour and said, "Nope, you're not getting anything out of me." And then tucks his he hides the bottle even further down his coat and then rushes away. Okay, so you lost that. What would you do from here on out?
Okay, so I just, for now, that avenue is closed, so I continue to the site that he pointed out.
Okay, so you walk towards the tombstone, to the tombstone, and what are you looking for in particularly here?
Uh, I'm looking for any sign of the passages that were mentioned in the journal, or any tracks that the creature might have left.
Oh, so you're looking for tracks. Okay. As you approach that old tombstone, you notice that compared to the other tombstones surrounding it, this one is kind of smooth by age and weather, making it a very perfect spot to perch and read a book. It's impossible due to the weathering to work out who is buried underneath the tomb. Mean to say, it's a nameless. It's there was once a name, but it's just really just weathered out now. You can't make out whose tomb this was. Now, you're saying that you want to see if there are certain tracks based from the journal that you've read, the clues from the journal. I would like to ask you to either make a spot hidden or a track roll.
Okay, so my spot hidden is 50. Okay, 84.
84. So, You fail.
Yes, I failed.
You okay? Okay. Sorry. I just don't see your character sheet right now. No. You try to look around, and there's nothing particularly tracks that was being spoken of as to lead to any underground tunnel that you were speaking of earlier. You search and search. You use up the whole entire start of the evening. When it gets harder and harder for you to look around, you don't have any source of light except for the fading sunlight as it turns from sunset to night. At this point in time, you now return to the Douglas home and what would you like to do? Thomas greets you and says, "Oh, how was it? How was your search in the cemetery?"
um, I mentioned that I didn't find anything substantial. Um, but I do also mention that uh, the uh, the groundskeeper, Melodias, is being uh, sketchy. Is avoiding, is avoiding mentioning some things that were mentioned
is
by that.
is that so? Well, he was a sketchy person to begin with. I guess spending his entire day in a cemetery to tend to the different life, to the plants, and tending to the different um burial grounds out there can make a strain on someone's mental wellness. So late. I would advise you to try again tomorrow. You're free to stay here if you would want. Um, you can stay here over the night and rest and recuperate for tomorrow. Okay. So in this scenario, Thomas had actually prepared the bed in the spare bedroom for you to stay in and supper for you to eat for that night. Before you're going to bed, is there any
Sorry again.
before turning into bed? It's nighttime. You've had your supper. You've eaten, had your fill. After reviewing your notes, is there anything that you'd like to do while before heading to sleep?
Um, I guess I
Sorry. Knowing that, okay, I don't want to lead. That's just a leading question. I want you to try. Is there anything that you would like to do while inside the Kimball house?
mm, I go back to the study and just take another look to see if there's anything I missed.
Okay. Okay. You go back to the study, and are you looking towards in? Where are you looking in particular in this scenario?
Uh, uh, okay, so let's say I go into the study. Is there any kind of
There.
division to the room? Parang is like the library is on one side, the desk is on one side, or
Okay. Let's go to page 9 of the Jamboard. Uh, there are points of well, I wouldn't say points of interest, but the study still remains to be the same as it was back then when you had first arrived. Uh, you didn't shuffle the books around, or if you had shuffled the books around, you had placed them back to where they were so that nothing else, i- the the scene of the crime still continued to remain the same as it was. The table where you found where the journal had fallen off of is now in your possession. Nothing else in particular, aside from pens and paper that Douglas had used to write on or to read off of. Uh, Towards the right, you can see the window. The window can overlook. If you look past the windows, you can see the overview of the cemetery. Uh, and on the right, it's just his. There's a chair that seems like something that is very comfortable to sit in. Looks like something that he spends his time to sit and read. This was a particular chair that Thomas did mention that he would read in the afternoon and while he sits. in his particular chair. That's it. That's everything that's to take note of
Okay, so
inside the
I
room.
guess since um okay, even though it's dark, is there a light coming from the? No, I look out the window and I check. Is there a light coming from the cemetery or?
Okay. As you look out towards the cemetery, look out toward sorry, as you look outside through the window towards the cemetery, there is no light, just only the moonlight that shines upon the different tombstones and mausoleums that are set inside the cemetery. However, you did notice that the window was unlocked from your side.
From my side?
Like, well, it can't. The lock can't be on the outside because that would be
Yeah,
weird. But
yeah, okay,
the lock from inside is unlocked.
okay, okay. Okay, so I push the window open and I look down from the windowsill, see if there's anything there.
Ooh, okay. Darn it. You're you're jumping a lot of things. Okay. Uh hang on. I'm just looking. Okay. I'm not making this up, but I remember that this was a uh as you look, you open the window and look down. It's not like you're 2 floors up. No, it's immediately
Hmm.
the ground. But you do notice that the track, the path headed towards the cemetery is still the same. But in front of the window, there are hoof marks in front of it, pointing towards inside the window and headed outside.
Wait, pointed towards inside the window and headed outside?
Yes. So like there's a set of hooves like pointed towards the window, and then another set of hooves from the window headed towards the cemetery.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. So parang something came and went. So I was
Yes.
imagining a horse going backwards. Okay, okay. Um, okay. I noticed the tracks. So is there a lamp that I can grab and before I uh, try to follow the tracks?
Yes, there is a lamp that Douglas does keep in his study for his night reading whenever he would like to read at night. In this scenario, you'd like to take this lamp and what, several candles.
Yeah,
Okay. Uh, in this scenario, with that lamp, where are you headed?
I so I see who's coming and going. Where are they
Yes,
coming from?
they're coming from the cemetery,
And they're
and they're
going back
headed
to
also
the
to the
cemetery.
cemetery.
Okay, so
Yes.
I follow the tracks to the cemetery.
Okay. Uh, I would like for you to do a track roll or a spot hidden roll again, but at a advantage. Mean to say, uh, or to advantage. In an advantage roll, you roll the ones dice once, and you roll the tens dice twice, and whichever is lower, that's the one you take because that's the best one for you. So choose
So
which one are you
wait,
using.
I roll the ones dice once and
Once, yes.
okay.
The tens dice twice.
Hang on. I'll change my dice for this. Check. Um,
Roll that once.
no, I can't roll them individually.
Okay, okay, okay.
Hang on. Shucks, my computer's lagging. Moment.
So, for the 16 people that are still with us, how are you? How is everything? Would you like to suggest for Wentworth to do something while he is exploring? Are there any actions that you'd like for him to take, for him to consider as well?
Shucks. It's
Uh,
hang on. App is app is lagging. Yep, it's
it's okay.
lagging. Um,
No, you have dice there. You have
in
dice with
my
you.
room.
No.
It's hang on. Give me like let me reopen the application. And okay. Sorry. So I need. So I'll just have two d10s, no? Which
Yes,
one?
2d10.
Give me a sec. It's one. Okay. So this one is going. The once dice I roll once. Gosh.
Chat is too polite to backseat. Yes, roll the one dice once.
Oops.
Ooh. Allison has a good suggestion. Leave a note, talk to Thomas about this finding before you rush off into the night.
Oh, okay. Can I do that?
Let's see, based on what you're already outside with a lamp, jumping out of a window and headed out. Let's see your roll first.
Hang on. Shucks, it's naghang siya. I can't roll. Okay, hang on. So okay, so that's my once is an 8, and then this
Uh-huh.
it ends. Shucks.
What's
Wait.
lower?
Uh,
Parang mali yung na-roll mo.
did I roll the right one? No.
Okay.
Okay. So that is 6, and then I roll it again.
Yes.
Hmm. Hang on.
Wait, how come you have 3 once unit?
No, the other one is a D100
Okay,
8.
okay.
So I failed both. One was
Um
68, one was 88.
okay, so it's not a terrible loss, but you notice that as you keep on walking towards the cemetery, the hooves were mixed with other forms of life, animal life here around the house, such as rabbits, like rabbit, rabbit's feet. Uh, what other animals are there out there? No, not us. Uh, animal wildlife that are out there that had mixed with the hooves, and but you do know it's headed towards the cemetery, and you decide that no, it's not something worth going to in the night tonight. So you return back. When you return back home, do you go through the window again, or do you go around the front door?
I go to the front door.
Okay, but do you leave the window open, or do you close the window after you had
I
left?
close the no, I close the window and I secure it.
Okay, you secure it. Oh, wait, how do you secure it from outside?
No, no, I go back in and then go back to the
Ah,
study and close it from there.
well, well, before you go back inside the house, so you knock on the door, and Thomas is surprised to see you outside, especially after he had locked up and uh you to your room. So, what are you doing outside?
Yeah, I tell him that I found tracks. I tried to follow them, but couldn't make anything out of them.
So, in these tracks, you just describe them, or do you point them out to him where in particular?
Uh, yeah, I mentioned that I found them leading directly to his study room window, and that
So
they seem to be coming and going from the cemetery, or at least they seem
he
to
says
be.
he says it's pretty late at night. Hooves? Well, there are a lot of animals out here, considering that it is we are the house nearest to the forest, but okay, I'll let you be. That's a good find though. Then he ushers you inside the up the door. You said you mentioned you head towards the library and lock the window, right?
Hmm.
Okay. From this point, uh, what would you? Is there anything else that you would like to do in the evening?
One last check on his desk. Maybe I can see what he was last working on, aside from the journal.
Okay. Um, you see the desk, and it's nothing particular. It's just like certain reviews about the books that he things that a list of books that he's very fond of. Like he had a list of these are my favorite books. These are my
Okay.
favorite books, like that.
Okay. So I guess that's it for the night, and I go to bed.
You go to bed in the spare room. Okay. At this point, I want you to roll a listen check. Although you are asleep, I wonder how this works. Roll a hard listen.
I roll a 69 against my 50, so that's no.
It's nine. Okay. Uh. Okay. The night time is now 9:51. I'm going to change the mechanics of this a little bit. Uh. You don't hear it, but Thomas up late. Well, you did bother his sleep late in the evening when you had to let in. Uh. He was awoken not to a knock on the door, but a smash to the window. And he runs up to check you in if you're still in your room. Instead of going to the smash window, he heard it from the study. Uh, he bangs you. He wakes you up and shudders you. Uh, what do you do? You wake up.
Yeah, if someone is shaking me awake, I'm going to wake up.
You're not gonna say 5 minutes more. Okay, so you're woken up, you're shaken violently, and I'd say take one health point away from that because you were just shaken, really just with your elderly, advanced, sorry, not elderly, advanced age that kind of hurt you. Okay, so take
Okay,
one damage, 1 HP away from your. What's your HP, by the way, just to be sure?
11.
11. Okay, okay. At this point, he says that something smashed. I heard a smash inside the study room. What do you do?
First, I ask, does he have any? Are there any weapons in the house?
Are there any weapons in the house? No. No, we don't keep weapons.
Okay,
Our. No, it doesn't say that, but no, we don't keep weapons.
okay. So I arm myself with like at least a candlestick or something that I can,
Okay. Okay, you grab the candlestick that's by your bedside and try to you rush where?
to the study where the sound came from.
To the study. Okay. Uh proceed to page 12 of the whoops. I wonder if this would fit. Okay. No, I'll just make it smaller. Background black. Okay. You see, as you to the room, you see a set of smashed glass onto the floor. Um, in this scenario, uh, there is a candle that is lit on the study room, and uh, you see a very how do I say this? A figure. Okay, a figure reemerges laden with books and heads back into the cemetery. Uh, how would you? Oh shoot! Did something happen? How would you like to What would you do at this moment that that figure is perched onto the window, looking back at to the open door and about to run?
I throw the candlestick at him.
Is the candlestick lit?
Uh,
Is
I
the candle
mean,
lit or?
I was probably using it to light the way, so yeah, it's probably lit.
Okay. Use your your throw skill. Make a throw roll.
Okay, so my throw is 20.
With that 20%, let's see how well you do.
83.
83, pretty bad. So your throw goes wide and
And I
hits
smashed
the
the other
bookshelf.
window. Ah, okay, I thought I smashed the other window.
Okay, okay, yeah, I'd allow that. You smash the other window, and now there are two sets of windows that are smashed. Uh, although you hear Thomas at the background say, "Oh no, what's happening?" He's panic. He doesn't look into what's inside the room. But hearing the crash makes him more panicked and more frightened on what's happening inside. As you threw it, the figure now uh, sees your wide shot missing, and knowing that you were intending to hit him but just couldn't hit him, jumps off and starts running towards the cemetery. The light did help because you saw that he was headed towards the cemetery. Uh, what would you, is there? What would you like to do from this point on? Like you see him. How would you approach this? Okay, after you threw the Katrina says, I bet Thomas is really second guessing hiring this guy. uh, give me- hold on. After throwing it and seeing your hit miss wide, and then the figure just jumping off and running away, what would you do next?
Okay. Um, I'm not gonna run after him, but
You're not gonna run after.
no, no. I mean, it's night. I'm gonna follow this thing through the dark. And, again, I did go out late earlier in the evening to follow a set of footprints. Pero okay. But considering that someone actually broke in to get something, I figure na it would it would be silly to actually follow it into the. But I do try to see from the window. I try to see how far I can follow him. Uh, in no in terms of uh,
Right, in terms of sight.
terms of sight. Yeah,
Okay, so you rush towards the window. Am I right?
yeah. Mm.
Okay, as you rush towards the window, are you wearing shoes while you sleep?
I'm guessing slippers.
Okay, let's see. I'll allow it. So, minding the glass, you didn't mention it, but I'll allow it since you said you were wearing slippers. Um, you were wearing slippers and you evaded no. Even though you stepped on the glass, it's okay because it doesn't puncture through the slippers that you were wearing. Uh, you see that figure, that shadowed figure, to run away towards the cemetery, and you see him mausoleum that is
Can you
kind
repeat
of
again?
oh sorry,
So sorry. I see him. What?
running towards the mausoleum, and there is a flame. It is the mausoleum itself. So what is a mausoleum? How would you describe it?
Uh, I guess it's. Ano ba? I'm not sure either.
Okay, if you page 13.
Okay. 13.
Okay, this is the mausoleum. You see him slow his speed, and then uh settle by the he settles by the oh shoot, I'll just make it there. Back on to back. So he slows as he rushes towards the cemetery. Uh, you see the mausoleum lighted and the figure going closer and closer to the mausoleum, and then just stops there.
He just stops.
He's yeah, he just stops there.
Okay. Um. Okay. Okay. See. So I call to Harry and no, tell him to come in. Uh, at least point it out, and also uh, once he has seen it, tell him to call the police.
Okay, so you're shouting, "Harry, Harry, come in!"
Hmm.
Uh,
I mean,
no, sorry,
no, look
roleplay.
at
You roleplay. You roleplay.
I,
You roleplay. Why me?
okay, Harry, get in here. Uh, you see, ano? Uh, do you see that figure over there by the mausoleum?
Okay, so Thomas looks at
Sorry,
you, curious as to, looks behind himself and sees, who's Harry? Like, he's
sorry.
trying to look for Harry as well.
Wait, wait. Why did we say Harry? Parang you said Harry just now. Parang,
I didn't say Harry. I
did
said
you say
Thomas.
Harry? That's weird.
No.
I thought
Okay, so you're referring to
yeah,
Thomas.
yeah,
Okay,
Thomas.
so Thomas himself says, yes, I see him. And you mentioned, yes, I see him. I see him over there. What should we do?
Call the police. Tell him that someone broke in and they're currently standing at the mausoleum.
Okay, so without any other instructions or anything else, he rushes out the door and is not to be seen uh, in a few minutes because he does have to run back into town to call the police. They don't have a phone line towards the town. It does cost a lot to have a phone line installed in time. So he rushes off. Okay, head out. I'll head out and call the police. So now what?
I continue watching. Uh,
Okay. I need to help you here so that we can end at 10 o'clock. But okay. Uh you see the shade, the dark figure. Um it's like after he closes the door to the mausoleum and then uh closes the door.
okay, so now that he is no longer in my field of view, I check and see if there is uh, if I can figure out what was taken.
Okay, you notice now that other books that are from Douglas's favorite book list. Oh shoot, I already mentioned it. Okay. Favorite book list have also gone missing. So from the list that he mentioned, certain more books were now missing, relating to the titles that were written down on that favorite list.
Hmm. Okay. Mm, I'm guessing I can't just wait for the. Can I wait for the police to arrive?
You can, you can. What would you like to do while you're waiting for the police? Go back to bed or?
No, no. I mean, I'm going to keep watch.
Okay, okay. The police arrives around 20 minutes later. One policeman, a patrolman alongside Thomas comes out and says, "What's the matter? We heard that there was
Try again. We heard there was.
a burglary here."
Okay, then explain. Uh, someone broke in into this study, uh, and it appears they have stolen some books. And I watched the thief go into the mausoleum.
Now he says, "Okay, that's noted. But who are you? What are you doing here? You're not part of this town.
I was uh, I'm part. Was I hired directly by Thomas or anyway? I was
Yeah,
sent
you were
here
hired
to.
directly.
So uh, I was called here to investigate uh, to investigate the burglary of some missing books here in of this house. And as I was doing my investigation, this se- uh, second burglary happened.
Okay. Uh, you said that he went. All right. I'll take note of that. You said he went that way.
Yes.
Okay. What am I looking for? Who am I looking for? Did you get to
So
see who was the culprit?
uh, I only saw it briefly, but it seems that you'll be looking for an older man,
Okay. I don't know where you
elderly
got
individual, an
that.
elderly individual. What else did I see?
He looks at you and sees an elderly individual as well, but um, as old as he. He doesn't want to point to you, but he is kind of related to older than you or young.
I mean, I don't know. Did I get a good look at him? I mean,
I don't know. I don't even know. I didn't even mention a old person. Eh. I
did you
just
not?
mentioned shadow. No,
Maybe I'm just inferring from the picture.
you were.
Okay. Okay. So can I take that back then?
No, it's okay. It is kind of correct naman, so I'll allow it. So,
Okay. So
older than he he ends his question at a high note, waiting for you to answer.
uh, older than I don't know, old. So take put it at 50
Okay.
above.
Oh, okay, that's noted. So, he jumps out the window as well. What do you do at this point? And he's
uh,
headed towards the cemetery.
um, I ask if I can come along since I'm investigating the burglary as well.
Yes, yes. Hurry up, hurry up. Mind the glass. So both of you head towards the mausoleum. Uh, in this mausoleum, you uh, how do you prepare yourselves before entering the?
Hello, Josh.
Hello. Oh, am I chopping out?
How do I prepare myself before
Entering the mausoleum.
I dress up?
You okay? You do okay. You dress up into. You were in your nightcap, so I guess you do dress up and prepare for entering the.
Okay.
Okay,
Eh, and bring the lamp again. So just
okay. Uh, okay. So as you approach the mausoleum, it's something that the door itself is. It's not itself clamped shut. Like it is kind of open, but it needs a little bit of force to open. Like lot of force. In this scenario, I want you to do a strength roll at an advantage because okay, who opens the door?
hmm? I
Who opens the
mean,
door?
I normally since
When you
I'm
reach the mausoleum, uh, do you go in? And who goes in?
I'm letting the police lead, so and I'm just following them. So
Okay.
uh,
So what in what manner like how is your entry? It's like a tactical entry. Are you side by side or are you behind him? Are you in front of him while he lights for him?
I'm
How is
behind
it?
him.
You're behind him. Okay. Uh so you both agree that you're going to open the door towards the mausoleum.
Um, both agree that we're both. Yeah, I mean,
He's okay, he says
uh,
he's in here, right?
yeah, and I say, yes, I saw him go in.
Okay. So you're behind the way. Uh He tries the door handle, but it seems a little bit hard to pull open. So he grabs hold on, uses both hands, and pulls the door as hard as he can. The moment that he opens it, uh, how are you readying yourself? No, no,
uh,
just raising the light and then like, are you expecting anything?
I mean, yeah. So I raised the light and try to make sure prepared for anything that I might see inside. I guess.
Okay. Now, in this scenario, the moment that the door swings open, there is a horrible stench that is released from within. And since you're not the one that was in front of the door, it was actually the police officer that took the whole brunt of the smell, and he passes out from miasma.
Okay.
So, so seeing him just fall back and knocked out, you cover your nose immediately. Try to what she said that you're expecting the worst, so you prepare. So you cover your mouth and no, try to smell bit by bit, and you raise
Again,
your
sorry.
hand.
So
You
try to.
acclimate yourself to the smell.
Okay.
Okay, you raise your hand and see inside the mausoleum is a hand dug tunnel below the earth. The the tunnel itself is just pure darkness down there. What would you like to do at this point?
Okay. So it's just me and the police officer. No, no. The police
Well,
officer has
the
no backup.
yeah, no backup, and the police officer is now knocked out.
Okay. Okay. I guess. I mean, I guess. Wait lang. If I were Wentworth, who is, I mean, I assume a smart guy would know to back off at this point. Pero, let's see. Okay, sige. So, at the very most, I think to myself that I'll at the very least check, uh, like, not too far, maybe, and if I don't find anything, I'll come back out and look for get some help.
Okay, so in this scenario, you go into the tunnel.
Mm.
Okay, so you light the way using your, since it is night. You light the way. I want you to roll a navigate roll.
Okay. My navigate is 10.
10. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, but the roll is.
Hang on. Uh, hang on.
So people in chat, do you think it's a good idea for him to follow, uh, to dive into the tunnel? Don't worry. For those that are tuning in, uh, I'm pretty sure we can finish this by 10:30.
Okay, that is a 93.
That is a fail, a huge fail. So, um, you spend minutes and minutes and what felt like minutes to hours and to hours spending your time down the, trying to figure out the way and also trying to keep track of where you came from. But later on, you just got lost down there. You know that these tunnels go crisscross path with the tombs. Sorry, the what do you call it? Tombs, right? What do you call the cemetery? Cemetery have tombs, right?
Graves?
Graves, yeah, the graves. Um, and underneath are huge spaces of passageways, around, going around, and you know you you're still somewhere around the cemetery until late on you pass out because of the frantic feeling of getting lost. Um, 14. Go to page 14. Hello? Are you on
Um,
page 14?
is it there yet? I only see 13 out of 13.
14, 14. Yeah, it's there. I already made a page.
Okay. Am I only supposed to see the black page?
Yes, you're only supposed to be seeing the black page. As you come to, um, hang on. As you come to, you feel yourself lying down and breathing fresh air, fresh outside air. Uh, you remember the trees that you've seen in the cemetery and see the moonlit sky. However, you see the tomb, the same tomb that you were investigating earlier, the smooth tomb that you were looking for tracks, and someone. What do you do? What's the first thing that do you do?
Sorry, again.
What-
So I see the tomb.
Yes, and you
Uh,
see a darkened figure hunching over the tomb.
Wait, am I lying in the grave or?
No,
do
no,
I-
you're just lying on the ground beside that tomb.
Okay. For now, I stay quiet and wait for a few moments to what uh,
Okay.
see what he's doing.
Okay, okay. Very okay. You notice that with that the time that you had spent so you quietly oh, okay. Um you don't wake up suddenly, like jerk out and then
Mm,
surprise yourself as to what you're looking at and how you got there. You were able to steal yourself and think very hard that you need to stay quiet and take in your surrounding very very carefully because the next few steps are going to be crucial. In this scenario, you see a creature that is actually sitting on the same tomb that you had been investigating. uh Instead of being hunched, he's actually just sitting. You see uh hooves as feet and a creature that is a size of a man but doesn't look like a man. You look carefully that there are long nails, that the face of a man where it should have been is a face that looks like a monster under this moonlight. Uh what do you call the teeth? The canine teeth? Uh fangs, but the what do you call those?
uh,
The
not
reverse vampire.
reverse
Underbite.
vampire?
Underbite. The underbite under the like there's two well, is the did the picture load? Not
No.
yet. Okay. I try my best to describe this.
Okay, the reverse vampire. Go ahead.
Okay, a reverse okay, I think people are going to be weirded out as what I'm trying to describe. The ears are not of a man, but it's actually pointed. And he's wearing but this creature is wearing clothes that of a normal person. His head is balding. It's actually the moonlight reflects on his and this creature wears spectacles. What's your next action in this scenario? As like, am I imagining that you're like one eye open only trying to peek around?
Yeah, pretty much.
uh what's your next step? Do you see the picture? Still no?
No, still no.
No. Sayang, ganda pa naman ang picture. This is actually the The real picture, the picture that, oh, that's the wrong. Okay. Why is this one not loading? You see the picture now, right?
Yeah, yeah, I see it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll
Does
different
he,
picture.
does he look hostile, or it's just,
No, shoot. The other picture needs to load so that you know what it's doing. What it's doing is actually, oh, there, it loaded. Yes, it loaded. What it's doing is actually, it's just reading a book.
Okay. So after observing him and seeing that, I guess he's not trying to eat me or trying to harm me, um, I slowly get up, but I also make noises to make him aware that I'm getting up.
Okay. So, what do you realize at this point? Do you think? Who do you see? Is it
Okay.
something that you?
Um,
What's going on in your mind right now? Before you, like, you just get up and
do I just get up and?
confront the creature?
Um, no, I guess I wait for him if he'll address me. Does he address me or no?
Okay,
Otherwise,
so so you're trying to speak with him, right?
mhm.
Okay. In this scenario, what you see is actually a ghoul. So as you stand up and face towards him, he knows that you're awake, and he motions to you and waits for you to do the uh first action.
Okay. I ask him, are
Oh,
you
actually, sorry. Moment that you stand up, you shake yourself off. He says, "Hello. It seems that you got lost down there."
okay? Um, okay. So since he said that, I say, uh, did you rescue me?
Okay. Before you could answer, you realize that this is actually Douglas, right?
Yep.
Uh, the same features that you had actually um to by Thomas, but it hits you because that this isn't the old man that you were trying to search for. You were looking for a person and not this creature that's standing right in front of you that looks like Douglas but isn't somewhat human. So in this scenario, I want you to make a sanity roll.
Okay. Wait, what's the sanity roll again?
You're
Do I just roll a
Tama.
d100?
Yes, D100.
Okay, that's a 21. And do I have a sanity stat?
Yes, 60.
Okay, so yeah, so 21.
Oh, wait. What's your sanity? What is your sanity roll? Don't you have sanity?
I mean, there's a sanity, and it's at 60.
Oh yeah, it is at 60. Okay, so you do succeed your sanity roll. Okay, so you kind of comprehend what is happening right now and understand that this is the kind of thing that you were actually hired to do, to understand the you've seen weirder things back in the day. So this isn't something that um it's not your first try to. So at this point, uh what would you like to ask him?
Wait, so did he answer? If he
Oh,
say,
sorry, what was your question?
did he, are you the one that saved me?
Yes. I noticed that you were down there. I guess that you were trying to look for me, so I dragged you all the way up here.
And are you Douglas Kimball?
Yes, I am. May I know
Uh,
why you are looking for me?
I was hired by Thomas to uh, look for you or to investigate the burglary that happened at your house.
Oh, is that what he said? A burglary? No, no, no. I was just simply collecting my favorite books, my favorite collect. How is Thomas, the young lad? I hope he's well.
I suppose he's doing fine, all things considered. Can I ask what happened to you? Why did you disappear?
Okay, so okay, this is the conclusion part. Douglas says that he was just too tired of the mundane existence among humans. The only thing he wanted from life was to be left alone, able to read whenever he liked, but other humans kept making demands on him. Living as a ghoul, his life is great. He does not need money. He does not have to dress for dinner. He does not have to meet people except at mealtimes. He can read whenever he wants, day or night. But the other ghouls are shutting down this entrance, so he had one last night to try and get more of his books before he and they left for good. There is so much and experience in the world below that he is planning to write his own book about his experiences. He asks you not to reveal to his nephew that he is still alive. He, in a manner of speaking, he then creeps. At that point, he doesn't expect you to answer. It's just that he mentions to you that keep this a secret, and you won't find us going up more. He doesn't wait for you to answer. He closes his book. He stands up, brushes his pants, and heads towards the mausoleum. He pulls the door close, and a loud with a loud rumble from inside the mausoleum, you know that the entrance has now collapsed. Okay, so that's it. Conversation supplies investigator with the truth about the situation, but it is an unpleasant truth, which causes the loss of 1d4 sanity points to hear. On the bright side, the truth also increases the investigator's knowledge, so they gain 3 percentile points in the Cthulhu mythos skill. Now, just roll 1d4.
A D4?
No, yeah, 1d4 immediately. Like, that's your penalty for knowing the truth.
Hang on. 1D4. That's a 4.
A4. So that gets minus from your sanity later on. Now, as conclusion, so thank you very much for everyone that has stuck by for this session. How would you conclude this, knowing that where the books had went, you actually had solved both the missing books as well as the missing person's case. So you're now left with a knocked out policeman and awaiting Thomas at home. What do you
Mm,
do?
uh, okay, so I dragged the policeman back to the house and I explained that. What?
You don't even just try to wake him up. You just
Well,
drag him straight.
I'm assuming that he's not waking up, so okay, fine. I try to wake him up. If he wakes up, then fine. Uh, does he wake up?
Okay, yeah, he wakes up and he asks, what happened?
I tell him that there must have been some kind of noxious gas coming from the mausoleum, from from all the decay and all of these things, and it knocked him out.
Is that so? Okay, he brushes himself off, uh, continue his role as a policeman. Uh, should we go in and chase after the thief? Shouldn't we go in and chase after the thief?
Um, I I tell him that uh, okay, knowing that the entrance has closed in on itself, uh, I agree and okay, let's go check out the mausoleum.
Okay, so you try to both of you tried to open the door, but it just wouldn't budge anymore.
Okay, and then I tell him, hey, since the door won't budge, maybe we should go back for now, and then uh, we can come with backup later, or you can come with backup later.
Okay. You head back to the house of the Douglas house, and Thomas is still waiting for you. Uh Waiting anxiously as to what had happened, what had concluded from your chase.
Okay, and so I explained that uh, after seeing the burglar enter the mausoleum, we tried to follow him, but the door would not budge. And we're hoping that when the police investigate it again the next day, maybe they'll be able to catch the burglar.
Okay. So uh in Thomas doesn't know how he should pay you because the case still remains open. So uh, how you go about that?
Um,
Are you
okay,
officially closing the case, saying that it's unsolvable?
I'll. Mm, yeah, I mean, I can't prove otherwise. So, uh, I mean, I stay for a few more days, going through the appearances of solving the case, but eventually, due to
So
lack of
you're just
evidence,
staying, you're just staying for the money.
well, I mean, it'll end up on failure. So, parang at the very least, maybe okay, fine. I won't take the reward, pero at least, uh, yeah, I'll cover my stay, pero no reward because case unsolved.
Okay, so uh, the next day, this is an epilogue. The next day, police officers come about the mausoleum and, with tools to pry open the door, they were able to break the door down, but they noticed that there's a hand dug hole that was once there, but it is now covered up, as in collapsed. In this scenario, they find that there was no one inside, there was no person. You're the only witness to this so-called burglary. In this scenario, although Thomas also attests that he did see that figure as well run away from the sorry, not run away, but a figure that was standing by the mausoleum. They said that they'll keep an eye out in the cemetery for whoever it is that might be stealing the books. In this scenario, Thomas does say that he understands that it seems like it's a police matter now. It can't be helped. Therefore, we'll leave it to the police. He does give you half to lead everyone to the hints that you've gathered, but he docks $1 off because for breaking the glass that uh, you smashed from throwing the candlestick. Okay. So that's it. You had gained more knowledge into the mythos that is Cthulhu, and there you go. You didn't come home rich, but you did come home with more knowledge into the mythos, and hopefully, this knowledge will help you in the adventures.
How much knowledge?
Um, that's a whole different role. We can do that off stream. I have to figure out also how to. Oh, no, what is the knowledge? So, thoughts and conclusion.
Mm, need more players.
Actually, the next scenario is actually for 2 to 4 players, 2 to 5 players. For anyone else that are interested into joining this, not necessarily on stream, we can do this at an off stream session. If this is something that piques your interest, feel free to tap me or Sir Tarcy. Excuse me. Or, oh, that's just my picture. Is my video now working?
Hang on. Hang on.
So for everyone here, thank you very much for tuning in. I know, I know this might not be your cup of tea, but having people tune in, listen us to the background, I hope we were able to give you a spooky night, something to know what to do and not what to do in times of horror such as that. Oh, I can start my video now.
Yeah, go ahead, try.
Okay, is it working? It's not
Why,
working.
why does it say you're? Still not working. Don't know why. And he's gone. He'll be back. Okay, but yeah, to everyone that stayed, thank you. Uh, so
Man,
those.
oh man, sayang. Oh well. But anyways, thank you everyone that were able to join us. I hope you were able to enjoy. If ever you're interested in joining in a scenario such as this, you know how the rules are played. It's just a matter of enjoy. I do want to play actually. I've never become a player in one of these scenarios, and I really wish that someone could read up on the system. The system is actually pretty great. It's straightforward. It helps you out. The manuals themselves help the DM go about the scenario so that it's not that hard. I know I'd be a weird player for anyone that would like to DM a game. So yeah. With that, uh, aside from more players, what are your other thoughts? For chat that are still here, how did you how did you find Wentworth's adventure? Oh, by the way, I had a whole different scenario for him. Like I had him going about the neighborhood to ask about the whereabouts of Douglas. I had him to go to the library, that he would be locked up in the library. I had one that he would be in the police station, that he would talk and investigate. I had another one that he would go to the publishing house that would talk about the missing persons. But no, he chose to go straight to the cemetery and
I mean, you had a hint directing me to the cemetery. I'm going to go to the cemetery. Admittedly, my second choice was the library. Parang,
but yeah, man, all that prep was go. I had very good visuals too, Saya, but it's okay. Like I said, it's really a choose your own adventure kind of game, which doesn't give you options. More on how the players go about how they want to go about their investigation. 1920s is a bit hard to relate to, especially it happened in the United States. These are settings that we're not that familiar with, but if you did take Socksci 3, it's something that's fun to review with. But aside from that, there are other scenarios that takes in the modern place. Ooh, yay! Caitlin says, sorry, Castle says that it was very fun and chill Halloween to listen along to the background. Thank you very much. So, there you go. And I hope it was a fun evening and something for everyone to stay awake and have nightmares about because a bigger nightmare is your Rex.
I mean, it
Mark, take us
doesn't
out.
have to be.
Yeah, it doesn't
Okay,
have
but
Socksci. By the way, my Socksci exam really, really easy, super easy. My students know that Socksci exams are the most fun one to enjoy.
are they?
Okay.
Uh, okay, so again, thank you all to everyone who tuned in. For the precise students, best of luck for your exams this week. I hope you were able to have a restful evening. For our alumni who are tuning in, or do you think that we have student people who are not alumni or and not precise students, aside from Nathan watching?
Uh, I don't know. I think that they'd find it weird, but we do give out a lot of tips for like, no, not us, but we do interview a lot of resource persons that have a lot of tips that would help non-PSI people. So it would be nice if they could let us know so that we can try to address them as well.
But fairness,
Nathan, Nathan says alumni din daw siya.
okay. So again, if you're Pisay, good luck on your exams. If you're UP or Ateneo, I hope you're having a restful break. And if you're none of the above, I mean, let us know. Maybe we can, maybe we can do something for you guys. Okay,
Last shoutouts. Do you have any shoutouts to anyone? Anyone in chat? GG, kaya mo yan. Kaya mo yan. Good luck with your exams. My students in Electron, shout out to them. I hope you're doing well. I know it's a hard week for this week, but kakayanin natin. Let's just think of the games that we'll play afterwards. Kaya mo yan. Gabby, Marie, thank you for tuning in. How do we have more viewers now that we were ending?
Okay, so again, thank you to everyone for watching, and we'll resume again next week, same time, with a brand new topic that we have not yet thought of, and we will cram on the very same day that we air. I mean, assuming the normal.
Next week we are going to dance to a K-pop song of your choice. Is there? Do you want to dance?
Wait. We haven't had your Discord video working for the past 2 weeks. It's going to end up with just me dancing. So unless you're the one, unless it's streamed from your computer, we are not gonna do it.
Excuse me. I'm still wearing my costume out here. It's so hot kaya sa ilalim ng kumot.
I mean, you could have taken it off anytime. Your camera was off.
I know, but the vibe, the setting. I wanted to make sure it's more immersed.
Anyway,
I wanted to play my role.
Again, if you guys have any suggestions or you feel like that there are things that we can react to, or things that we can comment on, feel free to, again, use the Discord. We have an entire text channel there that is entirely unused. Actually, let's try this coming week. Joshua, let's see if we can do a poll. Maybe get some life into that section of the Discord, and maybe have them choose a topic. And let's see.
But for those that are tuning in also, and for those that would tune in later on, use our Discord if you want. If you want to promote anything that you have, if you stream games, if you play games, if there are anything that you want to share, please use our Discord. Let's use the poll. Oh, also, we were thinking of adding all our videos to a podcast on Spotify. So, our faces aren't that important when sharing these takeaways. So maybe podcasts could help reach out to a different audience as well. So these are thoughts that we're thinking of. And
okay,
don't we have community plays? No, don't you want to have a community play? Like, what's that one? Not Survive IO. The Draw IO. The Scribble IO.
Don't think about it. We have a break. Well, Pisay has a break next week, so that might be a good opportunity for it. So we'll see. Well,
don't we get a break also?
I mean, that's going to be our checking period, so not so
much. But anything for the community that helps us, helps others.
Okay, so I think that's it for tonight. Thank you all for tuning into this extra long episode of us just fumbling through a script. Well, I mean, not a script, pero fumbling through roleplay. And hope to see you again next week. No, I will not do a voice.
See, I'm doing my part. I'm doing the ghost part. I'm actually still wearing the kumot. Anyways,
okay,
bye everyone,
so
and
thank you for coming.
Good luck. Guys, just push for Acad Break. Konti na lang. Okay? So, wishing you all the best and good luck. Stay safe. Bye everyone, and see you next week.